Finxact, as you know, it's not your core of yesteryear. It's a different animal, if you will. It's a platform for banking, fintech, and embedded finance. And yes, it's the case that we are helping institutions, very large institutions, think about how to modernize their infrastructure. And we're helping fintechs that are going direct to consumers, partnering with financial institutions, helping other enterprise brands, if you will. But embedded finance I think it's beginning to become apparent to those that are paying attention that it's expands so many potential use cases for existing brands, enterprises, corporate enterprises, brands, if you will, to deepen a relationship that they already have with customers. They have a customer journey. It's working well, but they see an opportunity to deepen that relationship by being helpfully offering a banking product or service in the moment, meeting them right where they are. And it's just catching fire. We know that because we're helping lots of corporate brands do precisely that. And RTP is playing a big role in it. I think it's an excellent point that you make, perhaps especially in the gig economy, if you will. But why shouldn't access to earned wages be as instantaneous as real-time payments? And RTP makes that possible. So whether you're making a delivery, whatever the case happens to be, once it's made, you should have access to those funds, and you do. And Finxact is facilitating that. But we're able to facilitate that because we have the RTP rails to do so. And then the same thing, you also mentioned the benefit redounds, back to the merchant who might be, providing the food that's being delivered. Well, access to working capital should be instantaneous as well. If we have the knowledge about the business and the loan decisioning is in place to make that, then it shouldn't move away. So all of this, really, we say this often at Finxact and Fiserv, but the convergence of real time is coming from so many different directions.
So that's absolutely true. I think one of the opportunities also is the fintechs and other innovative organizations who can innovate on a platform like Finxact, because you're providing that platform to innovate and implement those new use cases. You could see how the earned wage access is given to many, many employers through some of the fintech providers, where they can now facilitate these transactions to get paid faster.
I think point of sale was, maybe for good reasons, envisioned as being just down the road a bit further, several more years out. But it's not. It's here. And Fiserv is a tremendous example of that being here with Walmart, which I'm sure you're aware of. But Fiserv is helping Walmart to enhance its pay by bank capabilities, both in store and online. And the implications for that are huge. And so I'm not going to start you off in one direction or the other, but just what do you see coming there? And did you see that coming as quickly as it?
We definitely saw it coming. It was definitely in the consideration on our roadmap when we expand our request for payment capability to make sure that it is on the roadmap. But like you said, it was a future use case. It is still on the roadmap for us to implement, because we want to make sure when we implement use cases on the TP network, we take safety and security to the uttermost importance. And we want to make sure the financial institutions and their customers are protected, and that we do not implement use cases before the proper controls are in place. Like I said, whether it's from the digital entry point to all the way, whether it's the point of sale or in between, I think you want to make sure all the controls, the validations are in place, and that you can really know who the customer is, who is transacting for what. And we are continuing to do improvements on the network. In the next 2025 release, we are putting purpose of payment codes, so that will go along with the payment, which gives more transparency and visibility of what that payment is for. And there is other improvements we are continuing to do to the network, the technical messaging, and then all the infrastructure. That way we could build and strengthen those capabilities of knowing the customer, what they're transacting for, and at which point, and what the use cases are. So we definitely see it coming, and we are also preparing the network to support it when it's ready and when it's time. So like you said, it will revolutionize the industry, how we transact, how we even give rewards. We know as customers, we are quite used to certain rewards when we purchase goods and services. So I think it's all going to change. And we see that change coming, and we are also prepared to service those new use cases and changes coming in the industry.
Does this impact the sort of, or tilt the scale between biller direct and online banking as a preference for consumers, and RFP generally? Just what you see in the future for it.
I have a lot of thoughts about RFP. Bill pay is very much close to my heart. Before I took up real-time payments, I actually worked on the bill pay domain, Jack Henry. But like you said, RFP is really going to revolutionize that bill pay experience, whether it's for a consumer or a business. Just for the audience, I will very quickly say what RFP is. It's a request of payment. It is a request to pay. Think about your cell phone provider requesting you to pay that bill. It's coming through a secure banking channel. So it's the request of payment is coming through your secure banking channel where you can trust, and you can really put your trust in that banking channel requesting you to pay that bill. So that request of payment comes to you from a biller, and then you have the right. You are in control. It's not like an ACH debit coming and taking money away from your account, compared to a biller direct model or the other payment mediums, which you don't really control and authorize that payment. But the request of payment puts you as a consumer in control of making that payment, validating the amount. Do I owe this? Do I agree with this? And is this my cell phone provider? And is the amount correct? And then you authorize that credit push to go. You are making that payment to the service provider you agreed to.